Today we're going to do a casting procedure for non-noble metal. The ceramic alloy that we're casting today is argilloy, and we're using 3 ingots. She's casting approximately 5 PFMs. So the first thing we're going to do is set the torch. The company recommends approximately 8 pounds of gas and about 12 to 15 pounds of oxygen. So first thing, let's set the torch. I'm going to open the gas, set the gas first, light the torch. That's given us about 8 pounds of gas. Open the oxygen tank, set it on about 12 to 15 pounds of oxygen. Slowly open the oxygen, adjust the gas-oxygen mixture so you have a clean flame. Then we're going to turn off the torch for a minute. Now we're going to wind up the casting machine. Usually 3 turns, but for a very light metal we go 1 more, which is recommended by the company. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. The crucible has been placed in the furnace ahead of time to preheat the crucible. So if the crucible is hot, then we don't have to spend as much time waiting to melt the alloy. The torch is going to go around the alloy, not directly on the alloy, because it introduces gases into the metal, which will cause a problem later with baking a porcelain. So now we're going to set the furnace, light the torch, place the crucible into the casting machine. Student's going to hold the torch, other hand. We're going to continue to heat up the crucible until it's a nice cherry red. Once the crucible is red, then we'll drop the ingots in place. And now you can see the crucible is evenly heated. You want to grab glasses? I'll hold the torch. The metal, once it starts melting, is very intense, the light, so you should have casting glasses on. We're going to go around all 3 ingots at the same time. On non-precious metal, as soon as it loses its shape and it begins to slump, it's ready to cast. So as it begins to lose the shape, it's now time to take the ring out of the oven. Move the ring. The oven is set at 1650 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the recommendation of the manufacturer. We're going to count to 3, and we're going to let it go. 1, 2, 3. Now close the torch and pull down the button. Let go. Okay, so now, to close down a torch correctly, first close the gas clockwise, then close the oxygen tank clockwise, then open and wait for both gauges to go down to 0, so now you know you've bled everything out. So to close it, the gas is clockwise, the tank is clockwise, the valve is clockwise, but the diaphragm is counterclockwise as a safety measure. So again, if you were going to restart it, you'd do everything in the opposite. The gas would be counterclockwise, the tank would be counterclockwise, the 2 controls would be counterclockwise, the diaphragm would then be clockwise. So this is always the opposite of all the other ones. So once this is all done, everything is closed, everything is bled. Make sure everything's closed. Be careful with the torch, keep it out of the way, it's still hot. Allow the machine to finish spinning. Open. First take out, look at the crucible. It should be relatively clean, smooth. There should be a little bit of slag, which are just contaminations and oxidation. But again, it's tissue thin, has no value, so you would not save it. If this was gold, silver, or any other noble metal, you'd save this and recycle it. But for this, it has no value. The casting of non-precious alloys. It should be a concave button, slightly concave with, and it should be smooth. So it's going to take 1 hour to cool down. So now we're just going to put it on a non-flammable surface, leave it for an hour, and break it open. All done. Yep.